in case of the angiospermic plant, right? Placenta. Now, on the basis of the placenta, we are talking about one important point, that is placentation. I think हमने last class we already discussed one point, that is estivation, right? Arrangement of the sepal and the petal. So now we are talking about another important point according to NEET point of view, that is placentation. Write down the title. We are talking about next point, placentation. Placentation nothing but arrangement of the ovule on placenta. Arrangement of ovule on placenta. Because last class in last diagram, when we draw a single structure of the carpel, single gynoecium, in that diagram we already discussed there is a presence of the placenta. Ovary present है, ovary. Inside the ovary towards the base or towards the any side of the wall, placenta is present. From placenta or on placenta, ovule they get developed, right? Ovule. So हम आगे देखेंगे after the fertilization that ovule is converted into seed. But now we are talking about the placentation, that is specific kind of the arrangement of the ovule on the placenta, on placenta, and on the basis of that we are talking about total 6 types which is come under the placentation. Okay, chalo. So these are the one point, that is placentation. First of all, we are talking about first type under the placentation, that is marginal placentation. Marginal placentation. In case of the marginal placentation, example basically it's belong to Fabaceae family, and in case of the Fabaceae family, two plants are more important, beans and the pea plant, Pisum sativa. Okay, so what is meaning of the marginal? Word are marginal. Marginal means what? Margin. Whatever we are talking about the placenta, they attach to margin, and on placenta ovule they get originated. So just quickly, just imagine the green pod of pea plant. Just imagine that green pod of Pisum sativum. So suppose these are the single pod. You just open it, right? Now once you get open, on the margin, exactly on the center, you will observe the some seeds. So we are talking about before fertilization scenario. Before fertilization. So clearly you can observe one part. Suppose these are the mustard color or represented by this yellow color. This part nothing but we are talking about placenta part. And what is the position of the placenta? Now that placenta, it is present on margin of that seed or margin of that pod. So it is present on the margin. Now on that placenta, seed will be get arise. So आप अगर आपने seed को when you open that pod, Pisum sativum pod, so at the exactly at the center you will observe the seed, because seed nothing but these are the ovule. Before fertilization they represent as a ovule. So whatever we are talking about ovule present on the placenta margin. So ये एक ovule हो गया. These are the another one, third, fourth, fifth, 6, 7. So these are the different numbers of the ovules are present. And ovules, where these are the present? They are present on the margin of the placenta. So placenta, they are arise, they are cover all the margin area, they cover all the edges, and now on that margin, on that placenta, ovules they get arranged. And after the fertilization, ovule it will be converted into seed. Okay, such type of this placentation, these are called as the marginal placentation, where placenta they represent at the margin, they located at the margin, and on placenta ovule they get arise. Done this part. Any doubt from marginal placentation? Okay, next point we are talking about parietal placentation. Parietal placentation, it's very much common in case of the mustard. First example mustard, and the another example arginine. Arginine. So mustard and the arginine. And in case of the mustard, specifically we'll discuss one question which is already asked, what is meaning of the repulum? So first of all, we try to understand what is meaning of the parietal placentation, and then we discuss about the all scenario. Now, when we are talking about the marginal placentation, under the marginal placentation, now whatever the ovary is present, so that ovary basically unilocular ovary. So in case of the marginal, unilocular ovary is present. Unilocular ovary. And what is meaning of the unilocular? Unilocular means single chamber or single compartment of ovary. Single chamber or compartment. Locule basically it is represent for the chamber. So uni, that is single, and the locule means chamber. So single compartment, single chamber is present. That's why in case of the marginal placentation, we observe only single compartment. Means one side, means only one placenta it is get present. There is a no any division. There is a no any compartment. Now, next point we are talking about, in case of the parietal placentation, initially unilocular ovary is present. Unilocular, and further it is converted into bilocular. Uni to bilocular ovary pattern. We'll try to explain this point by taking the mustard seeds example. First of all, we draw the structure. Suppose these are the typical structure of the placental, means ovary pattern. Completely we are talking about typical structure of the ovary. Now exactly to opposite side, there is a presence of the placenta. So this mustard color ये represent करेगा for the placenta, right? On placenta, now ovule they get arranged like this. So suppose these are the ovule. So these are the ovule, right? So initially, if you see, these are the entire ovary who consist of the placenta, who consist of the ovule. It is look like a single chamber because there is no any division, there is no any partition, single chamber presented. But now what happened? Slowly, from one placental tissue towards the another placental tissue, there is a formation of repulum. During the development, initially it is look like a unilocular, but slowly, now from the center, there is a formation of something of false wall, and such false wall simply it is called as the repulum. And repulum also called as the false wall. And due to that wall, now what happened? Entire ovary they divide into two compartment. ये पहला compartment होगा, that is one, and these are the second compartment. So initially, now what happened? Why we are talking about the unilocular? Initially, what happened? If you observe during the developmental stages, there is a no any compartment, there is a no any chamber. Simply एक ही compartment दिखाई देगा. That's why we are talking about unilocular. But slowly, now what happened? Between the two placenta or two edges or the two axes or the two poles of that ovary, between that randomly there is a formation of the false wall, and that false wall simply called as repulum. Question, and please remember, repulum, these are the very much common in case of the mustard seed. सिंपल एग्जांपल देखो, घर में पोहा बनता है और वॉट एवर वी आर मेकिंग एनी इंग्रेडिएंट्स जहाँ पे मस्टर्ड ऐड होता है. So initially what happened, if you see the mustard seed, it's look like a round, exactly round. But when you crush it, when you add into oil, so it is get break होगा तो क्या होगा? Immediately that one seed it is look like a two seeds. Just try it. Mustard को थोड़ा सा seed crush करना. After the crushing, now what happened? You will see inside there is a two compartment you can easily observe, because it is not a false wall. So it is not a true wall. It is a false wall, right? If you look from the outer side, that seed it is look like a single chamber. But when you break, now something of false wall, and that false wall is called as a repulum. So repulum it is present. So initially unilocular, but now slowly they convert into bilocular. Okay. So one question already asked. What is meaning of repulum? Repulum, these are the false wall present in case of the parietal placentation. Example, mustard. Got it? Got it? Phoenix patch. Alicia, Amba, Anissa, Archana, Asmita, Chirag, Presley, Pasha, Deepika, Devash, Isha, Edric. Okay, Jared, Hayden, Child. Then इतना सब कुछ याद रखने की जरूरत नहीं है. Just title, example, and just imagine. Imagination is photo memory. No need to practice diagram and everything. Just photo memory. Use the photo memory for the diagram. Now, next one, number 3, which is the most common, axial placentation. Third one, axial placentation. Axial placentation, it is present in most of angiosperm. These are the most common in angiosperm. Most common. बाकी के भी होते हैं, but axial basically these are the most common in case of the angiosperm. And if you want the example, you can write down. Example basically we are taking the lemon, tomatoes, lily, China rose. कितनी बार आएगा देखो China rose. Boycott China and here China rose. Okay, China rose. So now we are taking the diagrammatic representation, how this axial placentation it will be present. So first of all, I'm talking about what kind of the chamber, means ovary pattern. It's the unilocular, bilocular, or the multilocular. So on the basis of that, we are talking about first point. In case of the axial placentation, ovary might be possible they are present in a bilocular form, trilocular, tetralocular, pentalocular, or you can say these are the consist of the up to multilocular. तो कोई भी condition present हो सकता है because it's a very much common in angiosperm. So bilocular also present, tetra also present, tri, tetra, penta, hexa, up to multilocular chambers are present. Okay, but simply to try to understand, we are taking only one diagram which is given in NCERT, that is trilocular ovary, right? Entire ovary is divided into 3 chambers. So we'll discuss that part. Suppose the entire ovary है. Inside this ovary, now this ovary divided into total 3 compartment. 1, 2, 3. Because now we are taking example trilocular ovary. Okay? Trilocular. Because bi to multi it's very much common, but here we are talking about the trilocular. So placenta. So on the exactly at the center, there is a presence of the placenta. So this mustard color, it's represent the placenta. It's a placenta, and on placenta, ovule they get arranged. 1, 2, your choice. If you want, you can draw more than 1, more than 2, doesn't matter. And this white color, simply we are talking about, these are the ovules. So such type of this condition, these are called as the axial. Axial means what? Bilocular to multilocular chambers are present. Ovule now present at the placenta is present at the center, and on placenta, ovule they get arise. Okay, so such condition basically it is called as, that is axial placentation, most common in case of the angiospermic plant. Done. Komal, Manpreet, Nayani, Nihal, Pooja, Pallavi, Prachi, Pratyusha, Rakhi, Rizin, Ria, Rubaika, Samar, Sandesh, Sejal, Shwetali. Okay, good. Now next point, number 4, free central placentation. Free central placentation. Pre-central placentation, again, it's very much common example and it's actually neat favorite question because बहुत बार पूछा गया है. First example, that is primrose. Second example, dianthus. Third one, stellaria. Stellaria. Okay, prime rose is most common, which is so many times it will be asked. So first of all, we are talking about which kind of the locule. So basically, it is having only single chamber, that is unilocular ovary. Ovary pattern is unilocular, and now we just try to understand how it is exactly ovary look. So first of all, we draw the simple structure for the ovary. Entire structure, stigma. These are the style. Now these are the part of the ovary. Okay. Now there is one characteristic feature. Placenta basically they present as a central column like this. There is no any specific dot. It is no any specific position. So here we are talking about all the what we say. These are the part of the placenta, and now in case of the placenta basically they present in a column. So basically in that column it is present at the center. So that's what is called as the central column of placenta. Okay, and now what happened? Maximum portion, central portion, it is present in a column. So now maximum seeds they are present like this, or maximum ovule they are present like this in a group. So these are the structure for the ovule. If you are taking the TS, अगर हमने इसका transfer section लिया, for example we are taking the TS transfer section and we are performing morphology, or we are performing a study under microscope. So now what happened? It's look like this, no any wall. So at the center there is a presence of the placenta, and now all the ovule they are get arised, they placed on that ovule. So these are the simple structure for the ovule. So what you understand from this point, exactly these are the structure. Here we are talking about tears of that ovary. So what you understand from this point of view, simply there is a presence of the unilocular ovary. Unilocular means no septa, no any wall, no any compartment. Entire ovary it is look like a single column. It is look like a single chamber. So simple characteristic feature which is present in prime rows. Prime rows they are showing the free central type of the locule or ovary. Why we are talking about the free central? Because whatever the placenta they arrange at the center, they form a column, and on that placenta various ovules they get arranged. So simple meaning, in this point of view there is a no septa. हमने देखा था रेपलम basically false septa which is a part of the parietal present in mustard, and here we are talking about in case of the free central example prime rows. In this point of view there is a no septa. Okay, no septa. Just quickly check. Any doubt from the free central placentation? Any doubt? Sandesh? Manpreet? No, it's different, Deepika. It's totally different. You can Google it. China rose basically is belonging to Rosaceae family. Then should I continue next part? Okay, एक second. Now Vedant, I said not info. I said just see the images. So we'll get the idea. Obviously, they can edit it. I said you can check only image, not matter. Yeah. So axial, precentral, and chalo. So these are the number fourth precentral. Now we are talking about the number fifth, basal. Basal placentation. And basal placentation, it's very much common and it's the most advanced also. First of all, we are talking about these are the most advanced placentation. And example, wheat in case of monocot, and sunflower in case of dicot. Sunflower in case of dicot. Okay. So most common in angiosperm, axial placentation. Most advanced placentation, basal placentation, right? So quickly we are taking what is the type of the ovary. So obviously we are talking about the wheat and the sunflower, which is the most advanced. And whenever we are talking about the most advanced, they are showing the reduction. So on the basis of that, simply single chamber is present. So ovary basically unilocular ovary pattern. So quickly we are taking the diagrammatic representation. How it is exactly look? We draw entire structure. Okay, stigma style and base, that is ovary. Now basal, it means that where the placenta present at the base. So these are the mustard color we represent as a placenta, and on placenta now there is an arrangement of ovule. So this one the ovule. The simple meaning, basal placentation most advanced because they are showing reduction. There is no any different compartment. No many ovules are present because single ovule it is represent a single seed after fertilization. So very simple mechanism showing the reduction in placentation type and having the single ovary, that is unilocular ovary or unilocular or unichamber, single chamber ovary. Okay, done. Chalo, done this part. Very simple, basal placentation. So according to NCERT, basically these are the total 5 types of placentation: marginal, parietal, axial, precentral, and the basal. From the flower, it's very important. आपको stem नहीं करना है, you can skip that part. But do only modification. If you are not performing the root, it's okay. But do only modification. अगर आपको leaf नहीं करना है, it's okay. If अगर आपको inflorescence नहीं करना है, it's okay. But don't skip the part of the flower. Specifically part of female, gynoecium part, right? One part is important जहाँ पे हमने देखा था, that is hypogynous condition, epigynous condition. So that part, perigynous condition, that part is important. Another one, we already discussed about the estivation. Estivation part is also important. And third point, placentation. Placentation, this part is also important. So these are the 3 important points. You have to study this again and again because very simple, straightforward question. Name, example, and sometime photo memory. Done? The total 5 types: marginal, axial, parietal. Last one, number 6, we are talking superficial placentation, which is the most primitive. It's the most primitive. And in case of the most primitive, we are taking example, water lily. Water lily. Now, when you take any section, transverse section of the ovary, in case of the superficial placentation, again it is having the multilocular chamber. So many chambers are present. So simply we are talking about multilocular ovary. That is ovary, it has the very different chambers are present. So quickly we'll see. Suppose many chambers are present like this. Now in this point of view, we are talking about where the placenta is present. So that placenta, they present all over the edges, all over the wall of chambers. जहाँ जहाँ पे chamber होगा, that all area they covered with placenta. So I'm just representing only one. one or two, but remember this point. In case of the multilocular chamber, it is spread. Placenta, it is present all over the wall. So these are the placenta. And you know very well, on the placenta, now there is an arrangement of ovules. So ovule, they are present in a group like this. Each and every compartment is represent like this. Basically, these are the nothing but we are talking about, it's the ovule. Right? Placenta is present, and on the placenta, multiple ovules they get arranged. So these are the superficial placentation, and these are the most primitive, where multilocular chambers are present. Simple, straight one. Clear? Clear? My dear students, clear? Swapnani, Tanvi, Tusha. Okay. Suraj.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, chalo. So next part we are talking about last part of this gynoecium part. Exactly position for this style. Means you know very well that single gynoecium, single carpet is consist of the stigma, style, and the ovary. So simply we are talking about types of different types of the ovary, which is depend upon the position of the style. So write down the title. We are talking about different position of style, which is a part of the carpel. Number one, we are talking about first one, terminal style. Terminal style. Terminal style example we are taking only one, that is it is present in China rose. In case of the terminal style, basically style arise from tip of ovary. What is meaning of the terminal style? Tusha, अरे बाबा मैंने अभी इसको इरेज किया. Okay, just wait. It's okay, dear. Tell me which part you want. Which part? अरे बाबा अभी. I'll open it quickly. Tell me. It's superficial, basal placentation, precentral placentation, axial placentation, superficial. अच्छा. Hmm. Done, Tusha?
Yes, ma'am.
Done, बाबा? ठीक है. Okay, चलो. So back to pavilion, we are talking about types of different types of the style on the basis of their position. So first of all, we are talking about the terminal style. Terminal means what? Simply we are talking about that is style basically originated from tip of ovary. Okay, it is arised from tip of ovary. So quickly we are taking the diagrammatic representation, very simple. These are the stigma, style, and the lower part basically it is called as the ovary. So simple diagrammatic representation. These are the structure of, these are the part of, these are the terminal style. And what is meaning of the terminal style? Obviously, that style it is get arise from tip of ovary. So number one, terminal style. Number second, we are talking about lateral style, which is very much common in case of mango. टर्मिनल स्टाइल एग्जाम्पल मैंगो. ऑब्वियस है, नाम से रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है, मीन स्टाइल इट इज अराइज फ्रॉम साइड ऑफ द ओरी, lateral position. Okay, lateral means side position, terminal means tip position, apical position. So style arise from side of ovary, side of ovary. So quickly we are taking the diagrammatic representation. Suppose ये ovary है, and from the side position like this, any side position, there is a formation of style, and now it's stigma. So यहाँ पे क्या हुआ? Simple clear meaning. Lateral style means what? These are the part of the style who get originated from the lateral side of the ovary. It is not from the terminal, it is not from the exactly center. So it is arise from the lateral position. Such type of this condition simply it is called as the lateral style. And the last one, number 3, gynobasic style. Last one, gynobasic style. And gynobasic style, it's very much common in case of ओसीमम. ओसीमम मीन्स तुलसी, तुलसी प्लांट. घर में जो हमारे होता है ना, कॉमन नेम तुलसी प्लांट, बोटानिकल नेम ओसीमम. ठीक है. सो व्हाट इज मीनिंग ऑफ द गाइनोबेसिक स्टाइल? गाइनोबेसिक स्टाइल नथिंग बट दैट इज स्टाइल अराइज फ्रॉम बेस ऑफ ओवरी. गाइनोबेसिक, बेस वर्ड आ गया. इट मीन्स दैट स्टाइल गेट अराइज फ्रॉम बेस ऑफ ओवरी. Base of ovary. So simply we are taking the diagrammatic representation. How this look? ठीक है. So these are the part of this style, and you can clearly observe it is not present on the top position. That style basically they get embedded, they arise from base of the ovary. So such kind of this condition is called as the gynobasic style. So quickly check, these are the last point for the gynoecium. Position of the style, number one, terminal means exactly from the tip or apex position of the ovary, example China rose. Lateral means किसी side से होगा, from left or right, from any side, not from the tip region. So such condition of the style it is called as the lateral one, present in mango. Now gynobasic, gyno that is gynoecium, basic means base. Style arise from base of ovary, they get arise from base of the ovary. Simple example tulsi, botanical name ocimum. Done. Done. Next batch. Done. Okay, chalo. So now we are talking about second last point of this chapter, that is fruit. And one important point, we'll discuss only 3 types of the fruit. Means fruit we discuss in 2 parts actually. True fruit, false fruit, and the parthenocarpic fruit. Again we discuss the types of the fruit like simple fruit, aggregate fruit, and the composite fruit. And we'll discuss some detailed examples of fruit, that is part of fleshy fruit. सभी नहीं देख रहे हैं हम, because maximum part of the fruit and maximum part of the inflorescence last year this part, that part is already excluded. It is not part of your NEET examination. ठीक है. So ये last year ही हुआ था, not this year. In this year अभी तक कोई भी notification नहीं आया हुआ है. Is this any deduction? Which part is get deducted? Nothing else. So जो है syllabus में हमें सब कुछ करना है. Okay? Yeah. So next part we are talking about part of fruit. So simply we are talking about some condition. Fruit. Suppose we are talking about ovary. You know very well ovary, these are the part before fertilization, but after fertilization, after fertilization, that entire ovary it is converted into fruit. Number one, ovary after fertilization it is converted into fruit. Number second, we are talking about wall of ovary. What happened with respect to wall of ovary? So after fertilization, that wall of ovary it is converted into fruit wall, and that fruit wall also called as pericarp. Fruit wall also called as pericarp. These pericarp they divide into three types. This pericarp it is divided into three types. Outermost one, that is epicarp, carp that is fruit, epi that is outermost. Middle one, mesocarp, and the innermost that is called as the endocarp. Okay, so whatever we are talking about ovary after the fertilization, ovary it is converted into fruit. Ovary wall after fertilization they convert it into fruit wall. Fruit wall also called as the pericarp. Pericarp it is divided into three types: epicarp, mesocarp, endocarp. Okay, so epi nothing but outer one, meso that is middle one, and the endo that is innermost layer. Okay, so these are the second part, fruit of wall of ovary, that is fruit wall. Similarly, here we are talking about part of the ovule. Ovule after fertilization it is converted into seed. Obviously, once there is a fertilization will be occur, now the typical ovule it is converted into seed. So first of all, we are talking about types of fruit. Types of fruit, and such type of this fruit it is simply depend upon its fertilization is present, absent, seed present, absent, or ovary is superior, inferior, or it is absent. So in case of the types of fruit, we are taking basic three types of the fruit. Very simple and straightforward question. First one, we are talking about true fruit. Okay, and true fruit also called as the eucarpic fruit. U that is true, eucarpic fruit. So what is meaning of, what is the exactly characteristic features for the true fruit? First point, inside the true fruit, superior ovary is present. Ovary pattern क्या होगा? Ovary pattern basically these are the superior ovary, and I hope you remember when you discuss about the condition that is hypogynous condition. During the hypogynous condition we already discussed that part, that is ovary pattern basically superior, and that superior condition is represented by a symbol like capital G and bar below G. So this condition is simply represented for the superior ovary. Another one, inside this true fruit, obviously that true fruit they form after fertilization. So fertilization is present, obviously, because superior ovary pattern is present, fruit wall hoga, ovule hoga, entire that structure they undergo the fertilization process, and now they form a typical fruit. So true fruit, major reason, ovary basically superior ovary. That's why we are talking about these are the true fruit. And the third point, yes, ovules are present, and after fertilization that ovule it is converted into seed. So yes, during the true fruit condition, seed also present. And the best example, that is mango and the coconut. Okay, mango, coconut, these are the example for true fruit. जितने एनसीईआरटी में दिए उतने ही करने. Don't follow module for this chapter. Module के question solve करने, because it's very basic chapter. कोई rocket science नहीं है. Already study means these are the historical part, and plant kingdom, animal kingdom, or that morphology part or anatomy part. All these are the historical account, and हम history में change नहीं कर सकते. Okay, so there is a no any modification. जैसा है वैसा ही करना है. Straightforward. Now, second part of the fruit, that is false fruit. And false fruit also called as the pseudocarpic fruit. Pseudo that is false. Pseudocarpic fruit. So quickly we compare this point. Obviously, we are first of all, first point we are taking which type of the ovary is present. So in case of the false, inferior ovary is present, inferior. And I hope you remember when we talk about epigynous condition, we already discussed about inferior ovary represented by the capital G for the gynoecium, and bar it is present above on head. So such kind of this condition it is called as the inferior ovary. Yes, that false fruit they form after fertilization. So fertilization process also present, which is a common in case of true fruit as well as the false fruit. And the third point, seed also present. So there is a only change with respect to ovary pattern. So whatever we are talking about true fruit, false fruit or the parthenocarpic fruit, it's depend upon the ovary pattern, which type of the ovary is present. अगर superior ovary होगा, true fruit. If inferior ovary, false fruit. Got it? Done? Okay, yeah. So another point, whenever we are talking about the true fruit condition, true fruit, a very basic common point with respect to true fruit, here we are talking about only part of ovule, or sorry, only part of ovary they form a fruit. Entire ovary they convert it into fruit. That's why such type of this condition it is also called as the true fruit. But now what happened when you compare this point with false or the pseudocarpic or the false fruit condition? In this point of view, not only ovary but इसके साथ साथ other part of ovary they attach, and after fertilization they become part, they convert it into fruit. So ovary and along with that other part they also get include, and collectively they form a fruit. So another major difference with respect to true fruit and the false fruit. True fruit, these are the fruit who develop only and only from entire ovary. Entire ovary undergo the fertilization and they form a fruit. But when you compare this point with the false fruit, not only ovary, ovary के साथ other part भी होगा. हम आगे example देखेंगे, like thalamus part, like perian part, or like peduncles part. All they also they converted into fruit. So in case of the false fruit, we are taking few examples. First example we are talking about in case of the cashews. In case of the cashews, basically they get developed from ovary. Ovary तो होगा ही होगा. Plus along with ovary, the part of peduncles also they get involved. And I hope you remember peduncles nothing but that is inflorescence axis. I hope you remember this point. Peduncles nothing but that is inflorescence axis. So cashews basically they get developed ovary plus peduncles. Okay, Deepika will discuss that part later. Just wait. So another example we are talking about apple. You know very well whatever the edible part of that apple basically they consist of the ovary, but along with that ovary, thalamus part also. Thalamus it is a part of the flower, that is swollen part which is present at the base of the flower. So ovary plus thalamus they form a typical structure, that is fruit apple. And same for the mulberry. In case of the mulberry also same condition, ovary present hi hoga. Obviously there is a presence of the inferior ovary, but along with inferior ovary now there is a presence of the perianth structure also. And you know very well perianth nothing but that is sepal plus petal. Both they are morphologically similar, which is a characteristic feature in Liliaceae family. So such type of the fruit which is developed from the inferior ovary, and another one not only ovary part, along with that ovary other part of the flower also they get involved during the fruit formation. That's what is called as the pseudocarpic fruit or false fruit. Got it? Got it? Yes or no? Nihal,
Yes, ma'am.
ये किसकी आवाज थी? Okay, chalo. So next part we are talking about parthenocarpic fruit. Last one. ये बहुत बार repeat होगा actually parthenocarpic. In 12th standard also we'll discuss this part. Parthenocarpic fruit. Simple meaning, yes. Pseudocarpic fruit, no. So inside the pseudocarpic fruit, fertilization is present. In case of the parthenocarpic fruit, fertilization is absent. Fruit formation without fertilization. Okay. So first of all, here we are talking about there is a no specific pattern of the ovary, no superior, no inferior ovary. Now parthenocarpic fruit, basically there is a fertilization. Fertilization, it is totally absent. First point. And if no fertilization, it means that seed formation also they totally absent. And we are taking one example which is a natural parthenocarpic fruit. Natural parthenocarpic, that is natural parthenocarpic fruit, that is banana. Okay, banana, these are the example which is a seedless. Actually whenever we are talking seeds absent, it means that we are talking about these are the seedless fruit which is a natural. But now what happens, sometime by using some chemicals like oxine, gibberellic acid, we can induce parthenocarpy. So another example, induced parthenocarpy means it is not a natural. Induced means what? Purposefully we have to spray, we have to use some growth hormone, like we have to spray oxine or we have to spray gibberellic acid, that is Ga3. And now after that there is a development of seedless fruit. And in this point we are talking about one example, that is tomato. And please remember, whatever the tomato is get developed, that is seedless tomatoes. So parthenocarpic fruit, we are taking two examples. Number one, banana, which is a natural parthenocarpy. Tomatoes, seedless tomatoes, basically they are induced parthenocarpy. Done? चलो, very simple, straightforward. True fruit, false fruit, parthenocarpic fruit. ये पार्ट सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन इन फ्लावरिंग प्लांट में रिपीट होगा. सो इन दैट चैप्टर मैं ये पार्ट रिपीट नहीं करूंगी. आई जस्ट मेंशन द नेम, ऑल इंफॉर्मेशन इज सेम. ओके दीपिका, डन. Okay. Next point, we are talking about types of fruit, simple, aggregate, and the composite. Very simple. We have to just focus on the example. Next point, again, we are talking about the another types of the fruit, types of fruit. And in this point of view, we are taking the three part. What is meaning of this simple fruit? No types, because types is excluded. Another one, aggregate fruit. Only aggregate fruit. Even types also they part excluded. And the third one, composite. And composite also called as the multiple fruit. You are so lucky, part excluded हो गया. So simple fruit, aggregate fruit, and the third one, that is composite fruit. Chalo. So quickly we are taking some point first of all, and one point. Okay, whatever the question will be asked, mostly those question coming from the simple fruit. So हम ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा simple fruit पे focus करेंगे. ठीक है. So first point, we are talking about what is meaning of the simple fruit. Meaning for the simple fruit, simple, that is simple fruit, they arise, they formed only from single flower. The fruit, they get formed by only one flower. So one flower, they form a one fruit. Such type of this fruit, basically it is called as the simple fruit. Okay. So when we are talking about the simple fruit, in case of the simple fruit, we observe that different types of the flower. Flower may be monocarpellary, or flower may be mono means we are talking about single one, or maybe they are form a polycarpellary. Polycarpellary means many carpels are present, but a very much common condition. Whatever the flowers are present in this condition, flower they present in a syncarpous condition. So we are talking about one flower present, obviously, but that flower they are showing syncarpous condition. And what is meaning of the syncarpous flower or the syncarpous carpel? What is meaning of the syncarpous? Fused or free? Syncarpous means what? Fused or free? Syncarpous. Yes, it is fused. It means that carpels basically they fused with each other. So please underline this word. In case of the simple fruit, from fruit developed from the single flower, and that flower they are showing syncarpous condition. Okay. Another point we are talking about, that is aggregate fruit. Aggregate fruit. In case of the aggregate fruit, again this fruit they formed by single flower. यहाँ पे भी one flower involved है. They formed by the single flower. But now what happened? This flower basically they are showing apocarpous condition. Apocarpous carpel is present. And what is meaning of the apocarpal? Free or fused? Apo. What is meaning of the word apocarpus? Yes, it is free carpels. That's what is called as the apo, right? So now what happened? Why we are talking about the aggregate fruit? Aggregate fruit means what? Definitely there is a presence of the apocarpus carpel. बहुत सारे carpel present है, बहुत सारे ovary present है. And now what happened? That all ovaries, carpel means what? Entire structure, style, stigma, as well as the ovary. So that entire structure is called as the carpel, single gynoecium. So बहुत सारे carpels present है. All those carpel they behave as an individual. They are not fused. They are individual. So now what happened? Because of that apocarpus carpel, after the fertilization, whatever the fruit they get from, that fruit simply it is called as the fruitlet. इसको single fruit नहीं कहेंगे. We simply will see these are the called as the fruitlet. Simply what we say, we are talking about the fruitlet, and fruitlet also called as etario. Fruitlet, these are also called as the etario. So why we are talking about the aggregate of fruit? Because see, single flower से बन रहा है. Aggregate fruit they form from the single flower, but inside that flower many carpels are present, and all those carpel they are free. So you know very well, ovary after the fertilization they can form a fruit. So ovaries they are present individually, they are present in a free form. So that's why they are not form a single fruit, they form a group of fruit, and that group of fruit simply is called as the fruitlet. Got it? Fruitlet. Write down the some example which is come under the aggregate fruit condition, so we'll get the clear cut idea. First example we are talking about custard apple. Custard apple they are having the fruitlets, right? Again blackberry, comma blackberry. Again we are talking about raspberry, strawberry also. So remember berry suffix आ रहा है, but it's not a berry. Berry it is a part of the simple fruit. हम आगे देखेंगे actually, because brinjal and these are the included into berry condition. But custard apple, blackberry, raspberry or the strawberry, these are the not a berry. These are belonging to which category? Aggregate fruit category. Got it? Aggregate fruit category. Done? Done? Okay, so remember this point. हमने यहाँ पे berry लिखा हुआ है, but it is a part of the aggregate. Single fruit, inside the single fruit, many carpels are present, which is present in a free form. That's why they can form a fruitlet, and that fruitlet simply is called as the etario condition. Chalo. And the last point, number 3, composite or multiple fruit. Third one, composite or multiple fruit. Normally, whenever we are talking about the composite or the multiple fruit, simple meaning, entire inflorescence, complete inflorescence, they convert it into fruit. Okay, entire. Vedant, Shivangi. So composite or multiple fruit means what? Entire, complete, inflorescence. You know very well what is meaning of the inflorescence. Okay, that is group of flower. So entire inflorescence, finally they converted, they form a fruit. So that's what is called as the multiple or the composite fruit, right? Multiple or the composite fruit. Simple meaning है. So when we are talking about such kind of this composite, so a few very few common examples जैसे कि jackfruit आ गया और pineapple or the mulberry, these are the part of this complete where the complete or the whole inflorescence they converted into fruit condition. So write down the example like pineapple. Pineapple, it is a part, it is an example of the composite where complete inflorescence they convert into fruit. Okay. Now another one that is jackfruit. थर्ड वन मलबेरी. देखो यहाँ पे मलबेरी है, so please don't get confused. Strawberry, custard apple or the blackberry, raspberry, these are the part of the aggregate fruit. Mulberry, it is a part of composite fruit. ठीक है. And the last example that is ficus plant. Ficus, and you know very well ficus, it is a genus, and inside the genus ficus, it is a genus. Under the genus, three examples will become like fig plant, then people plant, and the third one banyan tree. Banyan tree. Okay. So under the ficus genus category, these three examples will become. To clear this point, understood what is the exactly basic difference between the simple fruit, then multiple or the composite fruit and the aggregate fruit. Got it? चलो complete करो, फिर we continue. Okay. किसका क्वेश्चन था एग्जैक्टली ये? Cucumber and everything. Yeah, listen, I'm just repeating the name. Cucumber, bottle gourd, even watermelon. Now the melon. उसके बाद आप ये ले लो grapes, tomato, chili, brinjal, guava, banana. All these are the part of the fruit. Cucumber भी fruit है, but that is a part of the pepo. Pepo means who having the hard wall. That's why it is called as the pepo. So cucumber, it having the quite hard wall, so it is a part of the pepo. Bitter gourd also, watermelon also. So whatever we are talking, जितने भी fruits है, or it's not a vegetable. Cucumber, it's not part of the vegetable. It's a come under the fruit category. ठीक है? So वो actually that part is excluded. Actually, these are types of the simple fruit. Dry fruit and the berry, then pepo condition, foam condition, hasparium, bulb. So these are the drupe condition. So these are the all different types of the simple fruit. So that part is already excluded. So we are not taking that part. Okay? Sure. So quickly we are taking about in case of the simple fruit. हम simple fruit को थोड़ा सा focus करें because in NCERT clear cut examples is given with respect to simple fruit. So we just focus on the simple fruit. In case of the simple fruit, basically two types of the fruit होते हैं under the simple one. Number one, that is dry fruit, and another one that is fleshy fruit. Okay, dry and the fleshy. Basically two types. So simple fruit they divide into two types. Number one, that is dry fruit, and the another one that is fleshy fruit. Okay? What is meaning of the dry fruit? Dry fruit means what? Pericarp is absent. That is fruit wall. जैसे हम कहते हैं ना epicarp, mesocarp, endocarp. So that pericarp is absent. That's what is called as the dry. Fleshy fruit means what? Inside the typical fruit, pericarp is present. That is fruit wall. Epicarp, mesocarp, endocarp. That pericarp is present. So on the basis of that simple fruit, it is divided into two categories. Number one, that is dry fruit, and the another one, that is fleshy fruit. Okay? Fleshy fruit, again they divide into 7 types. So हम 7 types नहीं देख रहे. We are only and only focus on the example which is given in NCERT. ठीक है? So we are talking about inside the fleshy fruit. Inside the fleshy fruit category, it having the different types. We are talking about only one type, that is drupe. DRUP. We are only focusing on the which category, that is drupe category. What is meaning of the drupe? Because in NCERT example is given. Simple fruit, exactly they has the two types, dry fruit, fleshy fruit, on the basis of fruit wall is present or the absent. ठीक है? हम dry fruit नहीं देख रहे हैं because its part is excluded. Will only focus on the fleshy fruit, or inside the fleshy fruit we are taking one point, one type. हाँ, it's cancelled. Berry के मैं example बता देती हूँ बस सुहास. I'll give you some examples of the berry. Berry is part also is excluded. In module you will get all those part, because that is a part of means that is a point of view means पूरा AIPMT aims को consider करके वो module बनाया हुआ है. So you know that from last year it's already bit much and level थोड़ा down हुआ है, so we are not taking too much high level. ठीक है? So we are talking about what is meaning of the drupe. In case of the drupe means what? First of all, number one. In case of the what is meaning of the drupe? First of all, 3 layers are present. 3 layers of fruit, that is epi, meso, and the endocarp, that is present. First point. That time you can say that is a fleshy fruit which is come under the drupe category. And another one which is very important point, जो कुछ भी endocarp होगा, that is endocarp means what? That is innermost layer of the fruit wall. That endocarp basically that is hard, that is stony. It's a characteristic feature of the drupe. When you are considered drupe, when endocarp basically these are the hard, endocarp basically these are the stony, that time we have to consider these are the fruit, and fruit it is come under the drupe category. Remember the example? First one, mango, coconut. Mango, coconut, these are the example for the true fruit also. Mango, coconut. Third example, peach. Then pear, palm, P3. Peach, pear, palm. Walnuts, almond, etc. That's it. These are sufficient. Okay. So these are the few examples which is come under the drupe category. Drupe condition means what? Endocarp, basically these are the stony. And entire fruit wall they made up by the 3 layers, that is epicarp, mesocarp, and the endocarp. So pericarp present obviously, and out of that pericarp all these 3 layers are present. That's why these are come under the drupe category. Got it? So examples: mango, coconut, pear, palm, pear, peach, almond, and the walnut. Done this part? Yes or no? Edric, Chirag, Tanvi, Tusha, Swizel, Alicia. Okay, good. Chalo. Now, another point, important point. No need to remember structure. No need to remember what is the exactly which part is means how it is mango look, how it is coconut look. वहाँ पे question नहीं बनेगा. We are talking about few important points from the fruit. You have to remember which part is edible. ये तो पता चला what is meaning of the drupe category. If endocarp, innermost layer of the fruit wall, it is stony, that time we have to consider that is a drupe condition. Okay. So now I am taking the one by one which part is edible. That's it. You have to remember only those parts. First point we are talking about mango. In case of the mango, basically mesocarp, which is a middle part. Mesocarp basically it is a edible part. Okay. Now second, in case of the coconut, in case of the coconut, you know very well, seed present hoga and inside the seed there is a presence of this endosperm, right? Actually दो types के endosperm होते हैं in case of the coconut, solid endosperm as well as the liquid endosperm. जो white color का जो होता है ना, खोबऱ्याला काय म्हणतात यार, outer color, that solid part which is a white color coconut, so that part, right, that part is a solid endosperm, and whatever the coconut milk or the coconut water part, that is a part of the liquid endosperm, right? So coconut basically we are talking about part of the endosperm, and this endosperm part, that is the edible part. ये जो part है, this part will discuss later. In case of the coconut, basically two types of endosperms are present. Number one, that is solid endosperm, and the another one that is liquid also, liquid endosperm. So both endosperm they are present in case of the coconut. Okay, so in case of the coconut endosperm, that is the edible part. अब बात करते हैं third example with respect to almond. In case of the almond, now the edible part basically seed, seed that is the edible part. Whatever we are eating, that is in case of this what we say walnut, seed that is the edible part. And the last one, in case of the walnuts, in case of the walnuts, no seed, no epi, peri, endocarp. In this condition, simply we are talking about cotyledon, cotyledon part, cotyledon part that is the edible part. That's it. Okay. So whatever the information is given, you have to focus on the drupe category. And another point, just remember which part is edible. क्योंकि question जो भी design होगा वही से होगा. Rest of all these are the stuff material. चलो done. Sorry. Done. Next point, fifth one, we are simply taking example for the berry. Okay. Basically, again there is a presence of the fleshy fruit. Under the fleshy fruit there is a second type that is berry. एक हमने type देखा drupe, another one that is berry, because बहुत सारे types है. Read the module, you will get all info. Number one that is drupe, another one that is berry, then pepo, balusta, that is pome category, amphicerca. So different types of the fleshy fruit. So we are talking about berry, and we are taking examples which fruit it is come under the berry category. And remember this point, drupe, these are the one type of the fleshy, even berry also, these are the second type of the fleshy fruit. So in case of the berry category, grapes, it will be come under the berry. Tomatoes, yes, it is a part of the berry. Next one, chili. Chili also, these are the part of the berry. Even brinjal. Brinjal also, these are the part of the berry. So now what happened? In these grapes, tomato, chili, brinjal, all part is edible except seed. All part is edible except seed. Okay, grapes, tomato, chili, and the brinjal. Now, next one, we are taking example again guava. Guava, it is a part of the berry, and even banana. Banana is the fruit, natural parthenocarpic fruit, and also it is come under which condition? That is berry condition. But one point, guava and the banana, basically in this condition, inferior ovary is present. and due to their inferior condition, you can simply say they are false berry. It's not a true berry. A false berry. And all these are the, whenever we are talking about, these are the berry, grapes, tomatoes, chili, and the brinjal. They has superior ovary. And obviously, if you are talking about the superior ovary, so all these are the example which is come under the true berry condition. Done? That's it. So chili brinjal, yes, it is a fruit. It's not a vegetable. It's a part of fleshy fruit. More specifically, it is come under the berry. और जितने भी strawberry, mulberry देखे थे, that is not a berry. So थोड़ा सा confusion होता है. That's it. That is sufficient to you. Okay? Try to solve the question previous year. You will get the idea how that question will be designed from the fruit condition. So जो भी questions बनते हैं, that is a depend upon the uh, number one ovary pattern, superior, inferior. Another one, fertilization present, absent. And the third one, that is inside the fruit, which part is edible. Done. Chalo. Last part of this chapter, that is floral family. Again, which is an important point. Should I continue? So from tomorrow we'll start the floral family. Today we'll enlist all the what we say symbols, because whenever we are talking about the floral family, floral formula देखना है. Then we have to represent the diagrammatic representation and economic importance. That's it. What is the habitat, stem, leaf pattern क्या है? वो वहाँ से question design नहीं होता, so we are not taking that part. So next part, very simple, and it's having exactly key how to remember. That is floral family. Okay, and according to syllabus, we'll discuss total 4 family: Brassicaceae family, Solanaceae family, Fabaceae family, and the Liliaceae family. So before starting the family, first of all, we try to understand all symbols which is come under the family category. Okay, sare symbols. So first of all, we start from the very basic symbols: circle and the cross. First one, you know very well. Such type of this condition, it is called as the actinomorphic flower. Am I correct? Yes or no? Actinomorphic flower means you will cut at any direction, any vertical direction, it will be divided into two equal half. Actinomorphic. If we are giving percentile sign, that time it is become zygomorphic. So flower will be zygomorphic means what? A specific vertical cut, and now that flower it is divided into two. Zygomorphic. अगर flower होगा bisexual, so that time we have to represent like this. So this condition it is represent for the bisexual flower, means inside the single flower both male and the female reproductive part is present. And the next one, if female or the male, so that condition simply we are talking about unisexual flower, female flower or male flower individually. Now next one, number 5th, we are talking about capital K. Capital K represent for the calyx, that is group of sepal. If they calyx, they are present like this, capital K and N. N means what? Number of calyx, right? Such condition is represented by polysepalous condition. Polysepalous means what? Now, whatever the sepals are free, that all sepals they are present in a free form. Polysepalous. N represent number of the sepals. And if we are using capital K and now N, number of the sepals, now it is present inside the bracket. Bracket होगा मतलब क्या होगा? Fused condition. So for the fused, we have to use word gamocephalous condition. Gamocephalous means what? Sepals basically they are fused with each other. So bracket it is represent for the fusion. Similarly, after the calyx, now there is a presence of the C for the corolla. Corolla nothing but it is a consist of the petal. If CN hoga, so simply it's represented by the polypetalous condition, petals. petalous condition. It means that whatever the petals are present, all the petals they are present in a free form. If you are using capital C and now N inside the bracket, अगर bracket use करे, it means that it is represent the fusion, and for the fusion simply we are using the word camopetalous. That is, whatever we are talking about the petals, all the petals they present in a fused form. Now, next condition we are talking about capital P, number 7. So capital P nothing but it is stand for the perianth, and you know very well perianth also called as the tepal, where petal and sepal both they are morphologically similar. Okay, P stand for perianth. हम ये आगे देखेंगे in case of the Liliaceae family. Next one, capital A. Capital A stand for androecium. So please remember this point. For this, with respect to androecium, there is a no any poly condition, there is a no any gamo condition. हम represent ही नहीं कर सकते. Means they are free or they are fused. हमने देखा था in condition when we are talking about that is ideal first, monoideal first, diideal first. That is a different case scenario. But for mono and the diideal first, there is a no any symbol. So only we are taking only for the androecium, we are representing only a condition. अगर fuse होगा या फिर free होगा, that time we have to use the different terminology like C present, that is corolla, and now A for the androecium. C and the androecium, and now there is a attachment between C and A, and you know very well such condition it is called as epipetalous condition. And what is meaning of the epipetalous? That is androecium attached to corolla. Okay, androecium attached to corolla. Attachment. So A attached to C. Now number 10 condition. Suppose androecium present and now they are showing attachment with P. P that is perianth. And there is an attachment sign like this. So such condition it is called as the epitepalous, or simply it is called as the epiphilous condition. And what is meaning of the epiphilous? Check the previous concept. हमने detail में देखा हुआ है. Epiphilous means what? Androecium attached to perianth. And what is meaning of the perianth? Sepal, petal, morphologically similar. We never distinguish which part is sepal and which part is petal. That time we have to use what? Perianth. And when androecium it is attached to perianth, that time we have to consider it's the epiphilous condition. और अगर आपको चाहिए तो आप इस तरह से symbol दे सकते हो. Okay, Vedant, don't worry. At the end of the class, entire whiteboard screen in sharing chat. I will share this part, so you can write down that part. Okay, don't worry. Yeah. Next one, number 10, we are talking about now there is a presence of the androecium, and now this androecium they are attached to gynoecium like this. आगे attach हो रहा है. Attachment between androecium and the gynoecium. So such condition simply it is represented by gynoandrous condition. Gynoecium, androecium condition. Gynoandrous condition. Okay. So epipetalous, epiphilous, and the gynoandrous condition according to neat point of view, it's important. Remember. Next class part, we are talking about gynoecium. 12th. Suppose अगर capital G है, if capital G, so that capital G simply we are talking about, these are the female reproductive part, gynoecium. Agar gynoecium, suppose capital G present and now bar present below the G, such condition it is represented by, yes, it is a gynoecium, this is a part of the ovary, but now it is a superior ovary which is present in true fruit. So superior ovary. Suppose capital G present and now bar present above. So such condition it is represented by the inferior ovary. For half superior and the half inferior, there is no any symbol. हमारे पास दो ही symbol है, one for superior and another for the inferior. No symbol for half condition, no symbol for the half superior, no symbol for the half inferior. ठीक है? Suppose in case of the gynoecium, अगर gynoecium free है और fuse है, on the basis of that, capital G and N is present. N that is number of carpel, number of the gynoecium. So such condition is represented by apocarpus condition. And apocarpus means what? That is carpel free. Similarly, if you are using capital G and N it is present inside the bracket, such condition it is represented by syncarpus condition. And syn simply it is represented for the fused carpel. Okay. And the last symbol हम ये diagrammatic representation में देखेंगे. If there is any dark dot like this, dark dot, we'll see that part in diagram. Okay. If there is a dark dot is present, such condition is represent as a posterior side of the flower. Posterior side of flower. Open the NCERT, you will see on the head exactly there is a presence of the something at the center exactly dark point present hoga symbol. So that is it is represent the posterior side of the flower, or in other language you can say these are also called as the mother axis. Okay, mother axis. So simply I'm taking the diagrammatic representation. Suppose it's a part of stem. And from the stem region, now the flower it will be get arise like this. So a flower. Okay. So whatever the side, this side it is represent as a anterior side of the flower, or the base hoga, this one. This one. These are called as the posterior side. Posterior side of the flower. So this dot exactly very dark, dot is present. So that dark dot basically is called as the posterior side. It's represent exactly position. And in simply below point we'll discuss what is the posterior side, that is exactly base of the flower. ठीक है? Yeah, so posterior side of the flower. Just quickly check. We are taking all these are the symbol. It's very important. Actinomorphic flower, zygomorphic, bisexual flower, unisexual flower, calyx, polysepalous, then gamosepalous, corolla, polypetalous, gamopetalous, perianth, androecium, epipetalous, epiphyllous, gynandrous, gynoecium, then superior ovary, inferior ovary, Hippocarpus ovary, syncarpus ovary, and finally we talked about that is posterior side of the flower, which is simply represented by a green dot. Done? Yeah. So any doubt from today's class? हाँ बच्चा, any doubt from today's class? Okay, रुपाई का ब्रैक अच्छा हो याद दिलाया. Okay, suppose BR, it's a simply when we write down any symbol, so there is a simply BR. BR it is represented, and that BR condition it is represented for bract is present. That is bracteted flower. If bract is present, that time it is simply called as a bracteted flower. और अगर ऐसा हुआ, suppose capital E BR, it means that bract that absent. That is E bracteted flower. Okay? So in this condition, bract present, and here simply we are talking about that is bract is absent. That's it. Done? Rebecca. Okay, so with this we end today's